Hey, this is John Bohlinger. Today we're taking a first look at a very cool series that Keeley's putting out. This is their 4-in-1 series. It started with the Nobles, which filled a niche that I know a lot of his players were hoping to fill. Those Nobles were kind of setting a studio standard and nearly impossible to find. And when you did, they were wildly expensive. But with that pedal, he offered you the Nobles plus another legendary tone with it. And then the hybrid option. And it went so well that they've brought out this new series, starting with 3 familiar colors. But before we get into that, take a second to subscribe below. That way we can keep you apprised of all the cool new gear that's out there. And let me tell you about our signal chain. This is my old Les Paul. I've had it about, I don't know, like 20 years. And I'm running into, directly into the 3 pedals, and they're going into on the floor I've got a Keeley Hydra and a Keeley Halo. And that's running into my old 1964 Vibroverb. And the Vibroverb is being mic'd with a Sennheiser mic, and that's going into an Apollo 8, and then into Logic, and then out to you all. So on the play-in, I went through all 3 pedals, getting from sweeter to nastier. But we started with the Blues Disorder, which really is my bag. When you're up top, it's a blues breaker, but down below it's an OCD, or kind of a loving homage to both those. So let's start with the up position where I came in. This to me is, because I'm not a super dirty player, this just gives like an old 64 Vibroverb that sounds like this. Nothing wrong with that, but just to give it a little bit of grit and personality. So that's with the tone straight up, drive straight up, and the level up a little bit, and both the switches up. But let me bring it back the level and bring up the drive so you can hear it a little angrier. To me, just a really natural overdrive. Essentially, this thing, if I could turn it up that loud, which I can't right now, right here, but pretty close to that. And it kind of has that sort of natural compression and liveliness. And of course, you can go the other direction for very, very clean, just a little boost, but you get the idea. Now let's jump down to the OC version. I'm going to put it straight in the middle. That's the OCD. Totally different pedal, right? I mean, to me, that's a totally different sound. Right? God, isn't that sweet? And then, of course, give it a little bit dirtier. Love it. And I've actually got an old CD that I've had forever, and yeah, it's pretty much like this. But okay, so those are 2 great sounds in one pedal, but here's where it gets really interesting. You can hybrid them, and they're different depending on which one is where. So if I have the BD on the front, whole different deal. Now, if that's not interesting enough, let's flip them. Whoa, let me bring that back a bit. I mean, a whole different animal. So, you know, you have two pedals, two classic pedals that you know, most of us are familiar with, but then this hybrid thing is its own deal. So tons of options. Let's move on. So next we have the Super Rodent. And when it's up top, that's the Super Drive 1, that yellow pedal that, you know, back in the day, Keeley was modding a lot of these, much like the blue that he was modding. So that's what's up top. Let's hear that. So that's with everything straight up. Let's add a little more dirt to it. I'm just going to take this tone back just a scotch as well. Cool, right? Okay, now let's go ahead and go the other direction. I'm gonna put them back in the middle, and this is gonna be the rat. At one point, I had a rat back in the day, and yeah, that's kind of what I remember to do, sounding like. Now let's bring the level back and bring that drive up, and see how nasty that gets. Man, that's the real deal. I used to have my old rat. I had it on my pedal steel rig, and it was just like an angry god. But I find this one a little more easier to tame. My rat had a high end thing that didn't always work. But I love the fact that this tone is so, I guess, so responsive. Now let's go into hybrid. Okay, I'm going to do SD up front. Bring that back. other way, see what we get. Whoa, let me bring the volume back a little bit. I love that, you know, this one pedal, you have all those different options. And I think so far, either one of these kind of has, I don't know, my slightly dirty, my dirty, my super dirty. I kind of get them off both. Of course, this one's a little sweeter, that's a little angrier. But speaking of angry, let's go to the angry orange. So the angry orange. Up top, essentially, it's a big muff. That's where we came in. Down below, it's the legendary DS1, the orange of that equation. Let's go ahead and hear it. Right now, we're on the top setting, the big muff. Tone level, or in the middle, drive is up a little bit. Man, that is what's up, right? Let me make it a little sweeter. Let me bring that drive down some. That's kind of my sweet spot right there. Just drive, but not crazy drive. Okay, love it. Now let's go to the DS1. Exact same settings. Put that drive right in the middle. Sweet, right? Let's go ahead and just get dirty on this thing. Drive that up a little bit more, bring that back. Great. Now, let's get in this hybrid mode. Okay, I'm going M-muff up top. Let me put it in the middle. You know, I think the secret to making your guitar cut over a band is the mid-range. And the cool thing about this, with all these options, you're going to find your frequency. Given enough time, you will find that frequency that's going to cut, that's going to work in the track. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna go the other way. Man, it's like scoops it out. Love that. Okay, so far we've been hearing humbuckers. Let's go ahead and hear some single coils. Okay, so now I'm on my Sweetwood Sweetcaster, so you can hear what it sounds like with some proper single coil pickups. Let's start on the blue and we'll get progressively nastier as we go. Here's my bass tone. Let's add a little bit of that to it. That's a lot of tones. So in short, I've been gigging and recording with the Nobles since it came out. As soon as I test drove one, I kind of had to buy one, and I think these are such a great addition to it, because the Nobles to me covered most of what I needed, but God, it is great to have something a little sweeter and two that are a lot angrier. So good on you, Robert Keeley. I love the work you guys are doing. To read the full written review, go to premierguitar.com. While you're online, make sure you subscribe to all of our social media crap. YouTube, to the magazine, have it delivered right to your house. This is John Bohlinger. Till next time.